When Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, June 6, 1944, one of their greatest challenges wasn't just breaching German defenses, it was how to sustain the invasion. France's major ports were heavily fortified or destroyed, and the Allies couldn't wait to capture and repair them. The solution was one of the most remarkable feats of wartime engineering: the Mulberry Harbors, two massive, artificial ports constructed in secret and assembled off the coast of Normandy. This article explores the extraordinary planning, design, and construction of the Mulberry Harbors, which played a vital role in the success of Operation Overlord. The problem: no ports, no invasion. In any large-scale amphibious assault, logistics is key. Troops need a steady supply of food, ammunition, fuel, vehicles, and reinforcements. Traditional ports like Cherbourg were either too far or too well defended. Landing directly on beaches could not support a prolonged operation. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, always a champion of bold engineering, famously proposed in 1942, "Piers for use on the beaches must float up and down with the tide. The anchor problem must be mastered. Let me have the best solution worked out." The concept: portable, artificial harbors. The solution became known as Mulberry Harbors, portable, prefabricated harbors made in Britain, towed across the English Channel, and installed off the beaches of Normandy. 2 harbors were built: Mulberry A at Omaha Beach, American sector; Mulberry B at Gold Beach, British sector. Each harbor had 4 main components: breakwaters to block waves, floating piers and roadways to unload ships, sunken ships to form immediate barriers, concrete caissons to form the outer wall. Key engineering components: 1. Phoenix caissons. Giant, hollow concrete blocks, some as tall as a 5-story building. Over 140 were constructed, each weighing thousands of tons. These were towed and scuttled in place to form protective seawalls. 2. Bombardones. Floating steel breakwaters anchored offshore. Designed to absorb wave energy and reduce swells. Allowed calmer waters inside the harbor for unloading ships. 3. Gooseberries. Sunken block ships. Old ships intentionally sunk to form instant barriers. Created the initial protective zone until the Phoenix caissons could be installed. 4. Whale floating roadways. Floating steel bridges connected the piers to shore. Used flexible spans that could rise and fall with tides. Vehicles could drive from ship to shore without touching sand. 5. Spud pierheads. The floating landing platforms that adjusted with the tides. Anchored by vertical legs that could be raised or lowered. Construction and deployment. Over 200,000 tons of concrete, 100,000 tons of steel, and 400,000 bolts were used. Built at multiple shipyards across the UK, with all parts prefabricated for quick assembly. Each harbor required around 300 vessels to tow components across the channel. Despite storms and mines, the installations were largely completed within 12 days of D-Day. Performance and impact. Mulberry B, British sector, at Gold Beach functioned successfully for over 6 months. Mulberry A, American sector, was destroyed by a severe storm on June 19, 1944. At its peak, Mulberry B handled 7,000 tons of supplies per day, 2,500 vehicles, thousands of troops. Thanks to Mulberry B, the Allies were able to sustain momentum inland until more permanent ports could be secured. Legacy. The Mulberry Harbors were an unprecedented engineering achievement and a triumph of planning, logistics, and innovation. They demonstrated the power of prefabrication and modular design, the critical importance of engineering in military success, the value of civil-military collaboration, as civilian contractors and military engineers worked side by side. Remnants of the harbors can still be seen off the coast of Arromanches, France, where some Phoenix caissons remain as silent witnesses to one of WWII's greatest logistical triumphs. The Mulberry Harbors were not just clever, they were vital. Without them, the Allies may have stalled on the beaches of Normandy, waiting for a functioning port while German reinforcements regrouped. Instead, these floating cities allowed for the rapid buildup of men and material, ultimately helping turn the tide of the war in Europe. It remains a masterclass in military engineering and logistical planning under pressure.